Welcome to Morning Glory Farmstead. My name is Lolly, and this channel is all about gardening, animals, and nature. You guys, all of these trees in the backyard were really small just a few years ago. Time for the daily exercise. You okay, Farmy? Y'all, did you see Farmer walk over here with his ears all down? That is not the walk of shame. That is his walk of, I'm coming to mommy because I want some love. He tries to be cute and put his ears down. And of course, Buster and Sadie have to come over because they saw me and they just cannot stand it. Everybody's got to get some love. Buster has a ton of little green things all in his fur from the tree. It would really be so much easier if I had maybe 3 to 5 arms and hands. And as usual, there are a few of the girls out free ranging. This is a chicken that I kept saying looked like a pigeon, and then we just called her Pigeon, so it stuck. So that's Silky and Pigeon. Those were 2 chickens that I wasn't supposed to have, just like I got roosters that I wasn't supposed to have. So lots of surprises when you're buying little baby chicks. Y'all, it was in the 30s last night, so I pulled out my Farm Fresh Pumpkins cup like it's fall time again. But I am drinking some Farm Fresh cow's milk here. Y'all support your farmers. If you have any locally that you can buy your milk from and get your cream from, support those. Snugs is also trying to support them. I had to get him out of the way. But look at that. It's just delicious. That's the cream on top. If y'all haven't tried fresh cow's milk, y'all try it sometime. Roses are blooming, and there are several more on the way. Just beautiful. Y'all, I see the beginnings of some blueberries. They are the best I have ever put in my mouth. Here's a few little volunteer trees, and look at this one, you guys. Look at it. It's right next to a massive, I think that's a maple tree, massive one. So some kind of pine tree, I don't know what it is, you guys, I haven't looked it up, but some kind of pine tree growing right up under that. See, that is not ideal. Y'all, there is so much going on over here in the garden area. I got to get that uncovered. It was 37 degrees last night, 65 during the day, 37 last night. It's going to be similar today where it's really nice outside and then down to around 41 tonight. But I'm hoping I don't have to cover everything again. So if y'all have watched my other videos, you've seen how I had the patio created for my GreenStalks so that the catio could be reclaimed by my cats. But I had to wait for the cement to dry, so it's been a long time coming, and now it's time to get all of my GreenStalks over to the patio and to start organizing so that it looks a little bit more like I envisioned it. So yesterday, Dad and I spent a lot of time getting all the tiers, carrying them over to the patio. So right now, for the most part, everything is laid out. I've got some that have some food growing. There's a couple that don't have anything planted yet. There's several of them that I need to clean out and add all the amendments so that I can sow some seeds. and I want to start getting them stacked like they're supposed to be so that I can actually fit them all on the patio. Right now, the patio is full and I don't have the garlic GreenStalk on there yet, and I've got 4 other tiers still sitting in the grass. So today is going to be all about trying to get things a little bit more organized on there. And then I'm also going to plant a couple of trees. You guys, I love trees. I have trees that pop up on the property all the time without me planting them. They just kind of volunteer. I've got a few that I actually missed because they blended in with some other things, and now they're so big that at some point I'm going to have to pay somebody to take them down because I'm really worried that they're going to mess up the foundation. But I love the habitat that they provide. I love the shade that they provide, and they are beautiful to look at. So let me just flip this camera around and show you a tree that just 2 years ago did not look like this at all, and it is getting so beautiful. So that right there was a tiny little bush. I wasn't even sure what it was going to grow into, and it's very small right now. It's going to get huge, but it is so beautiful, and the dogs are always laying under it. And I like this because you can clearly see what's under the tree because of my lymphedema. I don't like to go under trees to do yard work or anything where I can't see because I don't want to get bit by a snake. And I know that I have snakes around the property. So if you look around, I've got lots of trees that are very thick, and there's no way I can get under that. The dogs go under those, and they're always looking for rabbits and things like that. But I really like the trees where I can see under them if I'm going to be out here in the backyard. And they're great for the birds. The birds like to fly in and out of those trees as kind of a home base when they're going back and forth to the different feeders and things like that. So I'm going to try to plant some that aren't too close to the house. I don't have to worry about any of the foundation. Oh, there's a mockingbird in there right now. Can y'all see the bird in there? The mockingbird is in there. I actually found him this morning trying to build a nest in one of my GreenStalks. So he was very disappointed that I showed up. But when you see what the GreenStalk patio looks like, it looks like it's abandoned. It's perfect for a bird. It's just a mess in there right now. All right, so everything, like I said, is a mess right now. It's all a work in progress, and I'm not worried about it, y'all. If I have to spend all my time trying to clean up out here like I do after the dogs and the cats, I'll never get anything done. So y'all just have to come with me while it's looking like a mess and then see the progress as I go. So let's go over there and take a look inside the GreenStalk Garden patio. All right, are you ready for this? Hey, y'all don't forget, I've got a code and a link in the description box to get 10 bucks off your GreenStalk purchase. I've got a lot of stuff that's going to seed, and I was really trying to wait so that I could collect those seeds rather than just yanking everything out. We'll see. I may go ahead and pull some of it. So after last night got down into the 30s, it looks like this stuff did okay. Some of them looked a little bit iffy this morning, but we'll kind of see how things go. Y'all, look at this crazy hummingbird butterfly feeder that I did. Look at all that stuff coming up. I told one of the viewers this thing is going to explode and look like it's got fireworks coming out of it because I planted so many seeds in there. I'm excited about it though, especially since the chickens ate a lot of my zinnias and dahlias up front that I had planted. So I stacked those just to get them under the cover with that GreenStalk last night. So I'm going to stack all these together. I'm going to try to organize them again, figure out what's what. I know these are the beans in the back, but y'all just look at this. I got GreenStalks for days going on in here. Let's check out these strawberries, y'all. I can't wait to see what they do this year. looks like we're gonna get a few. So really, the ultimate goal today, because this is a lot of work for me, is just to get them stacked up and organized a little bit and figure out what the heck is in what and what I need to do. And then I'm going to go plant those trees. I've got 2 that I want to try to plant, and we'll just see how it goes. Y'all, my bases have been sitting out here with everything else, and they got really dirty. So I'm going to give them a quick rinse down before I put them on the patio. Okay, I'm going to start with these 3. They're not perfect, but they look way better. All of these need to be cleaned out, so I'm not going to be stacking those right now. All right, let me move on to the beans and the tomatoes. Okay, another question that I know I'm going to get because I've gotten it before is, why am I stacking after I've planted? And so just a reminder, I haven't been able to use the patio till now. They've all been in the grass because I was trying to give the catio on the other side of the sunroom back to my cats and get them out of my GreenStalk. So it's been a little bit unusual, and I wanted to go ahead and start planting them, but I can't stack them in the yard because there's a little bit of an incline. So I had to wait till I could get them into this patio before I could actually stack them up. So this is way more difficult, and y'all, I just almost killed one of my bean plants trying to stack them after they've grown because they're heavy. And I actually did water them yesterday, but I kind of have to water frequently, so I can't let them dry out totally before I stack them. When they're dry, they're not near as heavy, but it is what it is, and I just got to do my best. But even trying to balance it and keep it just right where I didn't smash any, I almost did it, y'all. Hopefully it'll be okay. Y'all, sometimes these don't seem like they want to fit, but you can actually wiggle them and kind of bend them just a little bit to make them go where you want them to go. I'll show you. They almost have like a little stretch to them, so you can pull them where you need to. Okay, so now they're all good to go. Fit like a puzzle. Looks like something's already been trying to get to this one. And that one too, looks like something's been eating on that. This one doesn't look so hot. These are looking pretty good. Y'all, it was so nice not to have any pests whatsoever over the winter. Y'all don't forget to release those brakes on those 3 wheels that have them before you push it so you don't topple the whole thing over. All right, I'm making some really good progress. There's actually some clear spots on the patio. Now I'm going to try to figure out which tomatoes are the cherry tomatoes and which ones are the larger varieties so that I can stack those. Dad and I ran out of room and we had to move stuff around so much. And because some of the labels got washed off, even though they were in permanent marker, I can't even tell what's what now. So I'm going to try to figure it out the best I can. And you know what? If they're mixed up, so be it. It'll be all right. So I think those are the 3 tiers of the larger tomato varieties plus whatever that surprise is on the top. I've got that going on in a couple of them. Don't know what it is yet. Could be some greens, who knows. All right, I'm gonna see if I can go round up another base so that I can do the smaller cherry tomatoes. You're gonna see holes that are a little bit more elevated. Don't use those. The holes that are more inset, those are the ones you're gonna use. And the other holes don't fit anyway, but it just looks confusing because there's extra holes on the bottom. So the ones that are more inset, you're going to use that. You're going to do one wheel without a break and then one wheel with a break and kind of alternate. And then when you go to put them in, use your finger to kind of give some pressure towards the center of the base. See how my forefinger there? Okay, I'm putting that on the front. If I can get that wheel straight. Everything moves, so it's a little difficult. But if you put your finger there to stabilize it and push it towards the center of the base, and then use your leverage, your weight, then it's going to work a lot better. All right, so that is a lot of progress. So everything that can be stacked has been stacked. Everything else that's left, I'm gonna have to work on. So I'm not gonna stack it quite yet. And I think since it's early enough in the day, I'm gonna go ahead and water these because it's gonna get so cold tonight. And I don't wanna water it right before the sun goes down because then that's gonna be even harder for them to survive the cold temps. Y'all, it's going to take about 5 minutes before this new patio becomes red like the clay around here. I'll just do what I can to spray it off and keep it a little bit clean. But, you know, it is gardening. Things get dirty. All right, y'all, that is one giant step for this GreenStalk Garden patio. Super excited. Lots of work left to do, but that's all right. There's going to be work to do the whole season. Now, I've gotten questions and comments before about the watering trays or the reservoir or whatever. I'm just going to be honest. I don't use them. Y'all, they have a great watering system, but I love to spend time watering my plants and spinning them and making sure they're all good and turning them. That is part of the therapy part of this garden for me. I don't do raised beds or in-ground gardens and all of those things just because of my health reasons. And so I just love spending time out here. And so spinning these green stalks and watering them and not just counting on the watering system is just the way I love to garden. So if you guys are using the watering system, that's great. And don't forget, I did a video sharing some of the information on their new automatic watering system as well. All right, guys, let's go plant some trees. Okay, I have a tiny maple sapling that I have pulled out of my yard somewhere else, and I'm going to put it here. And the reason I chose this spot is although I love the old shed over there on the other side of the fence, and I love the view of the field, this is one spot where the road is elevated out there. We get a lot of bikers that go through here, a lot of people that like to walk through here because it's a long, windy road, and it makes my dogs bark. And so I feel like if there was a little bit more privacy, that it might just be a bit more peaceful during these busy times of the year on this road. It'll take a few years, of course, but it'll offer some more shade for the dogs and some more habitat for the birds. Y'all know I feed birds on this property. I have been feeding them for years. In fact, I've done the bird watch, and it didn't think my numbers were legitimate when I did my bird counts and wanted pictures and all this stuff. I feed a ton of birds, you guys. That's something I'm really passionate about. But all of the older trees that they have nested in and had such a great habitat to use are all dying. I have my own theories about why they're all dying. It doesn't even matter what kind they are. All of them are dying. So I'm planting new ones. And I don't know that these new ones will do much better, but it looks like the younger trees are not dying quite as fast. Some of the ones in the backyard that are a lot younger are starting to look dried out and a little bit dead, just like the ones all the way down the tree line. So I don't know that the new trees will do any better, but I'm going to try it. You guys know I have my lymphedema. I talk about it all the time, and that even if I feel like I want to do something, I have to stop or I'm going to get sick. And remember, I'm just getting over the infection that I got from using that tiller and working so hard that day. And it took me a very long time to dig this hole because this is nothing but clay. It's super hard. And so I added some soil in there, by the way, just to make it a little easier for this sapling and for the roots to kind of develop a little more. I dug it at least twice as deep as the roots and then about 2 feet wide. It looks really small here on the camera as I'm looking at it, but it's bigger than it looks. And it says just to add the dirt back in there. Y'all, this is nothing but hard clay, so I didn't want to fill it with just the clay. We'll see how it does. I actually pulled it 2 days ago, and it has still survived as long as I kept it wet. It says you can't let them dry out at all. So we'll just see how it goes. I hope this works. But anyway, as my trees are dying off, I feel like I want to replenish and add more and hope that they last for a while. Well, because this took so long, my let's go plant some trees has turned into let's go plant a tree. Y'all, that was some serious work. But there it is, the beautiful sapling in all its glory. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope your garden is bringing you a lot of joy, and I hope that if you have room, you guys plant a tree. All right, I'll see you real soon in the next video. Until then, y'all have a great couple of days. Bye-bye.